Hello everyone, it's Kim and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited. It is spooky season. It is Spooktober. It is time for Spoopathon. I am so excited for my October TBR. I am mood reading, but I am also playing my game, so it's gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna play my game like normal, but I'm just gonna be picking like a couple books for each prompt to kind of guide my mood reading in October. So that is the plan. So let's just go right in. I am participating in Spoopathon, but of course it's hard to plan a TBR for that as the prompts are coming out throughout the entire month. So keep a lookout on my weekly reading vlogs. I am vlogging this month. I'm really excited. So look out for those and you'll see kind of the books I pick for my prompts along the way. So without further ado, let's get into my Spooktober round of the TBR Cafe. All right, let's see how many prompts I'll be getting for my October mood reading TBR. 2. Okay, no, that's unacceptable. That is 4. That is unacceptable. We're gonna roll again. 10. Okay, that's better. 10. I like that. It gives me lots of books to pick from. Roll number 1 is a 2. 1, 2, starting off with a book. And our first prompt of our Spooktober TBR is LGBTQ plus rep. All right, roll number 1 gave us LGBTQ plus. So for that, I have chosen A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This was on a previous TBR, but I'm gonna try again this year and get this one, or this month, and get this one on my October mood reading because it's dark academia and this time of year, that's a good portion of what I want to read. So A Lesson in Vengeance, and then going with another book that was on a previous TBR as well, Plain Bad Heroines by Emily Ann Danforth. So I've heard good things about both of these, especially this one. I'm really excited about it. This one's more of like a modern gothic story, I believe, which also has to do with a school, so more dark academia. So it's just dark academia and LGBTQ plus. So these are my 2 mood reading options for this prompt. Roll number 2 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a cup of tea. And our next prompt is book with a yellow cover. Roll number 2 has given us a book with a yellow cover, so perfect for this autumn season. And I have also rolled over another book from my previous TBR, and that is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. I feel like this might be a good autumn read. There's a little bit of like a magical element, some magical realism. It's a book about books, so we're gonna roll this one over. And also it glows in the dark, so I feel like that fits right in with the spooky season. So this is option 1 for this prompt. And our second option is When Autumn Leaves by Amy S. Foster. This has been on my shelf for a while and I kind of just picked it up randomly at the bookstore. And I honestly don't know much about what it's about. I did look up and it looks like it might have like some magical elements as well. Local lore fits with the supernatural Pacific Coast town. So it's a little magical, little autumn vibes. So this is the option. It's a little more orange than yellow, but there is this bright yellow right in the middle. So I am rolling with it. So this and Mr. Penumbra are my options for this prompt. Roll number 3 is a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 around the board for an ice cream cone. And our next prompt, person on the cover. For this one, we have person on the cover, and I'm really excited for both of my options. So the first one is a more recent purchase, and this is Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. And this one is about a woman who gets a job at she thinks she's applying for her favorite card game, but she ends up being an apprentice to an actual, or a familiar to an actual witch. So real magic instead of just her favorite card game. And then the other apprentice, or the nephew of her employer, is kind of an ass, but he's cute. So it's a little bit like a little contemporary enemies to lovers. But yeah, so I'm excited about this one. Plus the cover is like super cute. This is a very newish, I haven't read too many of these like contemporary magical witchy books. I usually go for just like the supernatural romance section kind of books. So I'm excited to add a few more of these ones to my TBR, because I do have another one coming up that I'm hoping will get on the TBR. And then the next option for this one is The Project by Courtney Summers. This one is about a girl who's rescuing her sister from a cult. That's kind of like a very vague premise about what it's about, but we have the outline of the girl on the cover along with this like cabin, which I'm guessing is where the cult is. And I loved Sadie, which is Courtney Summers' other book. If you have not read it, definitely check it out. So I'm excited to dive into this one. My friend has already read it and she really enjoyed it. So yeah, so The Project, and go hex yourself for people on the cover. Roll number 4 is a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10 for another ice cream cone. And our next prompt is Out of Comfort Zone. Okay, I'm gonna have to think on that one. I think this is roll number 4, and that is Out of Comfort Zone. So for Out of Comfort Zone, I'm kind of stretching this one a bit differently. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I've been broadening my reading taste so much that books out of my comfort zone are just like, they're not necessarily non-existent, but it's harder to decide what is out of my comfort zone. So for this one, the first one I am going with is a cozy mystery, and that is Death by Tea. I have not quite found my stride when it comes to cozy mysteries. This is book 2 of a series that I started maybe last year. I think I read the first book. So it is a continuation of the Bookstore Cafe mystery series by Alex Erickson, and I did enjoy the first one. I gave it 3 stars. It was kind of my first real true cozy mystery. So I have Death by Tea, and we're gonna see how I do with this one, but that is why I'm kind of going out of my comfort zone with this. I just haven't found my stride in the cozy mystery genre yet. And then the next option is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This has just been on my TBR for so long, and when I first tried to read it, I want to say I was maybe in high school. Maybe not. I don't even remember when I first tried to read this. But for some reason, I couldn't get into it. I don't know if I wasn't in a place where I read a lot of historical fiction. I know that much. But I like the idea of it being about her connection and her family's connection in history to Vlad the Impaler, or Dracula, as some others know him by. And so I loved that part of it, but I just wasn't a big historical fiction reader. But now that I've read more, I think I'm gonna like this a bit more. So that was one of those like previous like out of comfort zone, reading more historical fiction. So I'm gonna put this also in that category. It's helping me branch out. It's bringing me back to a historical fiction that kind of like scares me to read, because I don't know if I'm gonna like it, because I did try to read this before and only made it like probably not even like 15 pages. So The Historian is my other option, along with Death by Tea. Roll number 5 is an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for our first coffee of the game. And our prompt is book with a neon cover. Oh no. Next prompt is book with a neon cover. It's books, because I'm doing more than one for each prompt, but books with a neon cover. And I pulled this and I was like, do I have any neon covers? I feel like I made this prompt when I specifically had a certain book, but I did luck out. I actually have 2 kind of neon covers, and the first one is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. This is the Waterstones edition. Has some bright highlighter yellow edges as well as the title, so that is where my neon is coming from for this one. And this is about a detective, and her brother has invited her, and there's an engagement party, and then people start going missing, and so they're all in this little like hotel sanatorium, recently abandoned sanatorium that was changed into a hotel. So they're all trapped there. Things start to go amiss, and yeah, so it sounds really creepy, and I'm excited about this one. Plus, like, the design of this book is fabulous. And then my other option is going to be Foul is Fair by Hannah Capin. This was actually rebranded recently, so it doesn't quite look the same, and I don't think it has the same title. You know what? Let me go get the actual, like, the new information real quick so I can tell you, so you can look up this book as well. Here is the newer information. So this was rebranded as Golden Boys Beware, and it has a different cover, and I will put that cover up right here so you can see it as well. So yes, so Foul is Fair or Golden Boys Beware. I'm very excited about it. This sounds amazing. I do kind of like this bright cover. I do like the new cover as well, but I think this one's gonna be fun. I don't remember too much about what it's about. There's a prep school, thrilling revenge fantasy for girls. It's a revenge story. I'm all about it. So Foul is Fair and I'm always holding them upside down. Foul is Fair and the Sanatorium are my options for neon cover. Roll number 6 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our 6th prompt is school setting. This is perfect. Great for some dark academia. All right, we got school setting. So perfect for some dark academia. So first up, we have The Grimrose Girls by Laura Pohl. And I've actually, at the time of filming this, it is October 2nd. So I actually started Grimrose Girls last night, and I'm not too far into it. I'm basically just at the fact that their friend has been murdered or what have you. I'm not too far into it. So, but it takes place at a school, at an academy. Someone is killed, and a new character comes in, and a lot of things start to happen. So that is the first option that I've already started. So I'm already reading this one. But my other option for school setting is going to be The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I'm excited about this one. I found this copy at a garage sale for $1. Like, there's some water damage for sure, and I did use a straightener to kind of straighten out some of the pages. But like, it was $1, and I had been looking for this book for ages in like a decent price point. This one is kind of like one of those like dark academia novels that's always mentioned. I think this month is going to be the month for this one. If not, definitely by the end of the year, I want to read The Secret History. So Secret History, and once again, upside down, Grimrose Girls. Roll number 7 is a 12. Going around the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for another ice cream cone. And our 7th prompt is oldest publication. And we finally, surprisingly, got a coffee break. All right, so here we go. Here is our coffee breaks. I am just gonna kind of like shuffle this way and go with this one. Free coffee -1 roll. All right, that's fine. That still gives us 9 prompts. All right, so we have oldest publication. Look, I decided for oldest pub that I'm not feeling any of it, so I'm gonna re-roll, but there's gonna be a few caveats to that. I'm rolling again. This one is going to take the place of oldest pub, and whatever books I pick for this prompt, I have to read. So that is the only caveat to changing up my prompt, is I have to read at least one of the books out of the choices I have. That's a 2, 1, 2 for a book, and the prompt that I have to fulfill this month is anticipated read. I can do that. I can easily do that. Okay, so you saw my reroll. We got anticipated read, which so much better of a prompt. so much better of a prompt. But I do, like I said in the roll clip, I have to pick one of these no matter what. I have to read one of these books. That is my rule for getting a reroll. And I might make that like an ongoing rule, maybe. We'll see. Maybe 2023, that'll be a new rule for the TBR Cafe. So I have to read one of these and y'all are gonna laugh, okay? So I'll save that one. I'll save that one for the last one. So the first one that I am going to try or have to read is Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I did pick this up recently and the cover just is so striking and grabbed my attention. And it's another kind of contemporary, magical, witchy, small town book. Like, it's like the Halloween, it's like Hallmark for Halloween. Like, that's what I feel like these kind of contemporary, it's like Hallmark Halloween, with a little more edge. So we have this one. So the main character is looking for a fresh start after getting dumped by her boyfriend, and she has ended up in this town and then meets Sophie, and it goes from there. I think it's a little witchy, magical, small town story. So I'm very excited about Cackle. And then y'all know, if you know, you know, The Lights of Prague by Nicole Jarvis. If you know, you know, this book, I keep saying that I'm really pumped to read this. I'm so excited. I'm going to read it this month. I'm going to read it. That was like a year ago. This book has been on multiple TBRs. Multiple. I have told people to yell at me if they don't see me read this book. But that is why I'm putting it in this category. One or both of these have to be read by the end of October. But I actually might do a standalone reading vlog for this book because it's just been one of those books making an appearance on my channel that still hasn't been read. It's like on my forever TBR. So Lights of Prague and Cackle are the two options for anticipated read / my reroll of Oldest Pub. With these two rolls, we also got our coffee break. So I'll be doing 9 rolls instead of 10. Roll number 8 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for a cup of tea. And our prompt is book with a black cover. The perfect prompt for spooky season, book with a black cover. And I'm so excited because I'm sticking 2 books that I am looking forward to. The first one is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I love a good vampire book, and honestly, I haven't read one besides my reread of Black Dagger Brotherhood in a while, so I'm looking forward to this one. Some vampires. And I really enjoyed Final Girl Support Group. I think I gave it 4 stars, I think. So I'm excited to read another book by Grady Hendrix. And then I have The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This is the Waterstones edition, so it has all the pretty edging and sprayed edges, and oh, it's just so pretty. It's so metallic and gorgeous, and I love it. But once again, kind of like not quite dark academia, but it is like a secret society, so it has that kind of feel, and they're all fighting for a place. So a little competition, secret societies, magic. I'm both of these are going to be amazing, and it's upside down and it's just going to stay that way. But yeah, Atlas 6 and The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix are my options for black book cover. I give up. Roll number 9 is an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And our final prompt is a cupcake, which will be metallic cover. And our final prompt for my Spooktober mood reading is metallic cover. So for this one, I chose 2 books that I've picked up, oddly enough, both in England. The first one I bought at the at Heathrow Airport because of course I had to buy a few extra books before I got on the plane, and that is A Skin Full of Shadows by Frances Harding. I watched a review recently on this and it made me really want to pick it up. So it's more ghosty, a little bit of a possession kind of situation, but I have read, what did I read by Frances Harding before? The Lie Tree. I read The Lie Tree, I did enjoy it, so I think I'm gonna enjoy A Skin Full of Shadows. It sounds really spooky, and I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And there is the little metallic leaves on that. And then the other one is a more recent London purchase from back in February, and that is the Luckin Booth by Jenny Fagan. And this one is about the devil's daughter coming to this house to bear a child for this family. And then something happens to her and things start to go really crazy at 10 Luckin Booth Close. So things start to happen. Not quite sure what those are, but if it has to do with the devil's daughter and something happened to her, I'm guessing the things that happened to them aren't that good. So Luckin Booth and A Skin Full of Shadows are my choices for a metallic cover. But yeah, so those are my options for this one. So of course I had to do some honorable mentions because I am mood reading. So Spellbreaker by Charlie N. Holmberg. This is from the author of The Paper Magician, which I also own, so I could stick that on here as well. But this is about a like spell, I think, that goes wrong, and it says, rise of murders of wizards and the theft of their spell books their bodies leave behind. So it takes place in London. It's Victorian. It's right up my alley. Magic, Victorian London. If you see a book that says Victorian and it says London, most likely I'm going to pick it up immediately, not even caring what it's about. So Spellbreaker is on my list. Another book that I kind of maybe want to read this month is The Once and Future Witches. I really enjoyed The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow, so I'm really looking forward to this one. This has to kind of do with voting rights as well, and witchcraft and all kinds of stuff like that. But one of my favorite parts, like, I love characters, and the character names of the sisters are fabulous. So the names are James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna. So not only are they just like fantastic witchy names, but their alliteration. Be still, my beating heart. I'm so excited about this one. If I could have tried to fit it into one of the other prompts, I probably would have, which is why it's on my honorable mentions list. So The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. And finally, the book up for the final honorable mention spot is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This is a serial killers, FBI, thriller kind of novel. It is about two teenagers who team up to take down some juvenile serial killers. So basically the FBI brings these two in because of their experience. One is, I believe, training to be in the FBI, I think. But also Emma is was someone who was taken by a serial killer and escaped. So she has that kind of background knowledge there. So I'm very excited about this one. It was a great book when I first read it, and I can't wait to reread it. So yeah, None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney, and the sequel comes out next year, I believe. So I'm really excited to see what the sequel entails, because this one's so good. If you haven't read this yet, definitely check it out this spooky season. So we have like this stack of books, and then there's a handful of other ones around. So lots of books to choose from. I think overall there's like 20 something that I've talked about and picked, and if any of them sound interesting to you, I have a link down in the description to my bookshop.org page, and you can find them all there. It also helps out the channel. It is an affiliate link, but it helps out. You can help out a local bookshop of yours buying through bookshop.org, as well as helping my channel without any extra cost to you. So if any of these sound good, check out that link below and you can learn more about each of the books and read along with me perhaps during this spooky season with all of these mood reads. So I'm very excited. I will make sure I do a wrap up for October so you can see which books I truly ended up reading. But yeah, so all of these books, I am very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited for October. I don't know. I'm just really feeling the autumn vibes. It's my favorite month. My favorite, well, not necessarily my favorite month, my favorite season. Autumn is my favorite season by far. So yeah, I'm really excited for this spooky season and for autumn. It just makes me so happy. And I'm excited to read all of these books. I don't know. There's just so many wonderful things that happen in the autumn season that make me happy and bring me happiness, like conventions and Y'all Fest, and reading spooky autumn vibe books, and yeah, I'm just very excited overall for this month and autumn. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you want to see more from me on your feed. And yeah, so leave a coffee cup emoji in the comments as well. If you want to leave a comment letting me know you were here, drop that coffee cup emoji. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone, and happy reading. Bye.